a very, very solid game for Quinnen Williams. He's right here, tight 3 tech. Let's watch. Again, and there are scenarios where, okay, it's not necessarily a run stuff where he's stopping the running back for 1 or 2 yards, but you freeze this picture a little bit. And if Quinnen Williams doesn't make this play, we're talking about a potentially huge gain for 28, which I believe is Latavius Murray, right? If he wasn't there, you could drive a truck through this gap. And, I'm not saying that I think this might be Reed can't make this tackle, but there's also not a 0% chance he doesn't make this tackle. And this run is breaking for quite a big gain. There are some other guys in pursuit. You can see the shadow here high. So maybe another guy makes a tackle, but you're talking about a 5-6 yard gain that could potentially be 15, 20, or nearly a house call. So hell of a job by Q. He's doing a really good job just noticing blocking schemes and noticing, okay, they're comboing this way, they're down blocking me this way, and how to work against those blocks, whether it be undercutting it, shooting the backside if you feel you can do it, or holding his ground, scraping over the top and just clogging up the read for the running back. But here he gets the ace combo block from the guard and the center, and the center tries to reach him to get that play side leverage in front of him to Q's right side to the center's left side. But Q, once he notices this, you're going to see him dip his shoulder right there. Why? To reduce the surface area of his chest, not allowing the center to get in front of it. Reduces it. He gets popped up, obviously, by the right guard. But you're going to see Q, after he gets popped up, immediately expand that left foot on the ground right there, work off the instep and scrape over the top. You don't want to try to fight directly through the center right here, because it's gonna be a lot harder. But you want to just clog up that running lane and hope that the running back cuts through that lane and free your outside arm to make that tackle. Again, you don't want to completely engage with 2 arms here, because you're not gonna be able to make the tackle. So hell of a job by Q, noticing, okay, combo to his right. They're probably going to the right. They're running a zone lead, inside zone lead. Q scrapes over the top again, powerful lower half to re-accelerate and get over the top of I believe it's Cushenberry, frees up the right arm, makes a tackle. Again, it's not a play you're going to see, okay, run stuff, right? I think it's 5-6 yards. But again, if he wasn't there, it could have been a much bigger gain. So we have to take note of those type of plays as well. Until he made a tackle, he faced a combo and was able to make the play, right? So it's still good, even if there was another guy there. But still. So we have him here, tight 3 again. Let's watch. Or no, sorry. That's a 2-eye. I apologize. He's a 2-eye. Pretty similar scenario, right? Where he comes off the ball again, notices a combo, same thing, turn your head, take on one guy. Now you could take on the high leg, you could take on the post, you could spike it and take on the middle of them, put your helmet between them, get really low. That could work as well, but you don't want to be standing straight up and in between a combo block, because that's exactly what they want. That's exactly how they're going to create a lot of movement. So Q again notices the combo coming. Again, turns that shoulder to reduce the contact, the contact surface area for what here is the postman, high post, and that just both again reduces the surface area, and it's really hard for them to pass this off if he's not going to be squared up, because they want to ideally pop up that play side shoulder. He pops up the play side shoulder. He gets flat. He takes that block over, gets that play side leverage. But when he turns his body, it's really hard for that offensive lineman to get in front of him when his hips are turned as they are. So he takes on the combo. Now, obviously, okay, they're comboing to his right, so the run is probably going right. So we're going to see Q again take on that combo, throw a rip, or the rip is already set in right here, which again is another just really good job by Q. Not just taking on, but throwing that rip to not even allow that play side hand or for the offensive lineman to use that play side hand as like a pivot point to get around Q. So it throws a rip there, which is going to defeat that elbow. Again, powerful elbow position, not powerful elbow position. That's what the rip does. Throws that rip, drives to get across his face. We're going to see a little bit of hand fighting and not hand fighting, rip. And this arm is going to club the offensive lineman a little bit just to, again, create some more separation for Q and propel himself to his right side. Clears the outside half, makes a tackle again. Pretty much identical. This play, he got there a little bit faster. And obviously it's a little bit different of a run, from shotgun. And then I believe the last one was under center in a zone lead. So it's going to hit a little bit different where shotgun takes a little bit longer. I don't love shotgun zone runs. It just is what it is. But good play by Q. So watch again. Yeah, the guy is he's dominating this year, and he's not a guy I'm necessarily worried about in the future. Oh, you give him a contract, he'd end up like Wilkerson, So let's watch Q's part first, and Eccles the PD. Obviously, he's a slanted loose one, I would call him. If you're getting technical, one, but he's definitely want to call him slanted there. So slanted loose one. Let's watch. Yeah, and the guy is so good on sorry, a little bit of allergies. He is so good on stunts and just noticing like spacing, or not spacing, but how the play is developing. So comes off the ball, they're trying to run a TT here. He's going to occupy the center, take the center into the guard. 91 JFM is going to go low and slow, occupy his eyes. He's going to pick him. He's going to loop around while carrying this guy and picking him. But again, as we talked about last week, if he notices that 77, the right guard here, is not going to be able to pick him up if they're going to pass off this stunt, then he's just going to drive towards the quarterback because he is the most near threat, or he has the most direct angle towards that quarterback. So comes off the ball, club, rip. Obviously, a good job attacking half the man, setting that rip in. And now, as he's setting that rip in, what is he noticing? Okay, this guy oversetting a pretty clear lane right here, or a relatively clean lane right here to the quarterback if that rip can set in which it is. Now, past that, what else does he do? Which we talked about last week as well. He is working both, each individual side of his body to two different offensive linemen. The rip is set on the right side of his body, but with this gap opening, what does he not want to do? He doesn't want the gap to close up, whether it be by legs and himself trip up or whatever it may be. So Q does a really, really good job, especially this year, of freeing the unoccupied half. The unoccupied half, and using that to ensure the lane is going to be open. So here, again, club, rip, outside half clean. Now, what does he do with that hand? Places the hand on the shoulder of the offensive lineman so this gap stays open. So then he passes off, drops off. This hand is on the offensive lineman, which is going to, obviously push him, not let him drop his post and get back to Q, right? Continue to push forward, power, push forward. Now they're in a shitty position because Q, again, uses hands really, really well to split these guys. The center is depending on the right guard to pick him up. He doesn't because Q's elite handwork right there gets to the quarterback for a hit. Eccles nearly had a pick. Good job by Eccles here quickly. Manning up. Good job by a lot of them. Good job by DJ Reed. Now again, I don't love the fact the Jets are their corners. Listen, they are elite. They might be the number 1-2 duo in the league right now. I'm super, super picky. They could be even better if they stop hopping and getting onto their heels at the snap. But nonetheless, the corners all do their job. If you look at the picture right here of the corners, the quarterback really has nowhere to go. Lock, or that might be safety, but lock. And Eccles does a good job here out of the slot. Staying balanced. Although the hands drop, but he stays balanced. The tight end he chooses like a speed release to the outside, gets his hands on, squeezes him to the sideline, feels him starting to gear down, gets his eyes back to the ball, drops off for a near interception. They threw a flag for, I don't know if it was illegal contact, DPI, whatever the difference is. And he obviously shuts down that play for the PD. Would have been an absurd flag if they kept that one for sure. And apparently, the refs, I don't know if it was just Sauce or all the corners and receivers for this game, but they have like their pregame, not meetings, but I'm sure they chat before, and they said they're going to let them play a little bit today, which was evidenced by a few plays. A few push offs from the Broncos, few potential holds from the Jets or DPIs from the Jets, but nonetheless, let's watch again. Q. We're talking about call him a loose 1-2 he's right in that soft, in that weak spot, or in that kind of gray area. I would call this a loose 1. 2-eye has to be pretty tight to me, but so I'd call this a loose 1. Let's watch him for the loose 1. again, man, he's definitely making an impact this year. That is for sure. So again, now he coming off the ball. Obviously, as he's a little bit late off the snap, but as he's coming off the snap, he's noticing, okay, that obviously the center is coming to block me. What does Q do? Nice tight elbows. We talk about this so much with offensive linemen, with defensive linemen. You have guys who are scooping from low. You have guys who are coming from wide. And good things happen when your elbows are tight. Q comes off the ball, tight elbows, nice direct angle, the most powerful position you could be in. This is not as powerful as this. You get like that quarter turn, you activate the muscles in your back a little bit more. But gets his hands into the chest of the offensive lineman, drives towards what he thinks is the play side. You can see his eyes around the handoff right there. Eyes around the handoff. Sees that it's not going to be a run. Obviously, Rippin pulls it. As soon as Rippin starts to pull it, what does Q do? Steps through, starts to rip down, or we can call it almost ends up as like a bull jerk into a rip. So this is semi-bull, just because it's, again, nice tight hands, nice good leverage, is reading the backfield. As soon as he sees, okay, it's not, he's going to continue to drive, create some of that power, create some more separation. And as soon as he feels himself able to clear his hips past the center, the center's level, pull him down, pull, step through, linking the hands and the feet, pull, step through, rip again. So he can't wrench you. Get to the quarterback, pick or hit. And now the quarterback can't step into the throw. Obviously, we see we can't step into it, starts to anticipate that throw. Hits them as the ball is coming out, so that could affect the throw a little bit. It's still a bad decision nonetheless by their quarterback, LaMarcus Joyner pick. And the Jets really simply